Hey guys, Tom with BuyMeAniPhone.com back at you today, and you know, I put up that Parrot unboxing, the MKi9200 unboxing, and I wasn't going to show you guys an install video only because it kind of puts some pressure on when you're doing an install, but many of you have requested one. So I'll tell you what, I actually started this install. I'm about 90% through, but I can show you exactly how it's done. So we're going to get started on that today. So first, what you want to do, okay, is you're going to be working with your electrical system on your car. So you're going to want to remove the negative terminal to your battery, okay? That way you're not going to have to worry about any shorts or anything like that. I'm going to show you exactly how we got to this point, okay? But first, what we're going to do is we are going to install the external microphone on the Parrot. So the Parrot has an external microphone. I've got it up there with some painter's tape right now just so I can position it. But what you need to do is you're going to need to run the wire for the external microphone from wherever you're going to mount it, usually on the windshield, and you're going to run that to right around your radio, somewhere in your dashboard. So what I did, as you can see, is I took out this portion here. Okay, and this is the map light and the sunglasses holder, and there are 4 screws. Okay, you can see if I can get up in there. See there? Oh, there's 1 screw there, and there's 1 screw there. Oh, I should tell you guys, we are installing this in a 2006 Honda Odyssey, and then there is a screw there and a screw there. Where's the other screw? Screw there. Okay, so those are 2 nuts, and then these are 2 screws. So what you do is you pry off the 2 covers, okay, which are like this. Now be careful when you pry these off, guys, because you don't want to break them. Okay, get to those screws and you take those this whole assembly out, which I did already before I started getting these requests for the install. Okay, and then I ran this wire right through here. Okay, and then there's this little channel in the roof, okay, that comes over here, and we're not going to need that anymore. And it comes out right about, you can see the wire come out right about there. Okay, now this car has side airbags, so you don't want to mess around with this A-frame too much, but you take the wire and you just stick it in there right there. Okay, then right underneath the you can't really see in there, but right underneath this weather stripping, there's a channel for wires. Just run it down with your finger. Okay, run it down all the way down there. Okay, pull it through here. Okay, you'll run it down there also, and then right about here, there's an opening where you can stick that in through and get into the glove box. Now, the glove box, guys, I'm sorry about this video quality, but this glove box here is held in by these 2 clips. So what you do is this clip goes right in here like this. The other part goes there. What you do is you pry this off. Actually, this one's probably a better example. But you pry that off and it comes right out, and you'll be able to access the inside of your glove box, which is also useful, guys, for when you're changing the cabin air filter. Okay, so anyway, I don't know if you can see this. This is probably not very clear, but the wire runs right here, and it runs and it goes right back there to behind the radio. So we're gonna kill this video, and we're gonna go over and show you how to take off the dashboard. So as you guys can see, the dashboard is already unassembled. Now, how do you get the dashboard off? The dashboard is held together by 6 clips. Okay, you'll see there's holes here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 over there. Open up this glove box right here. Take a flathead screwdriver and gently pry up this part of the dashboard. So the dashboard will look like this. Okay, so you're going to gently pry up this part of the dashboard and then pull up gently to release these 6 clips. Okay, as you can see, here are the 6 clips. They look just like that: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, once you get that off, you will have 4 plugs plugged into the back. You will have the passenger side airbag, and then you will have the climate control, 2 climate controls, and down there is one for this light, dome light switch. Okay, you're going to take that off. Now, before you start, what I would suggest is, before you actually start this, is turn your car on. That's the garbage man. Turn your car on, put the car in neutral, put on the emergency brake, and then disconnect your battery terminal. Okay guys, so now that we have the dash part off, the dash plate, I guess we're going to call it, we need to uninstall the radio. Now, there are 3 screws to take out the radio in the Honda Odyssey. There's 1 screw here, there's 1 screw here, and I'm not sure if you guys can see, but in the center, way back there, there is another screw. You probably can't see it. Okay, but there's another screw. You're going to need a long screwdriver, okay, to take that out. So then, okay, you kind of, and I'm going to switch hands a little bit. Okay, then you kind of got to work it out a little bit, guys. Okay, you take the radio out, and I have already unplugged everything, but you will unplug everything in the back. Okay, so depending on your configuration, guys, you will have 3 clips in the back, 3 plugs in the back. This white clip is XM radio. Okay, that's empty for me. That is the main plug. Okay, we're going to unplug that, and I believe that's the CD player, so we're going to unplug that. So we unplug the radio and we put it in the back seat. Okay, and this is the main plug here. Now, let's get to what comes with Parrot. Now, like I said, guys, I've got a bunch of this installed already. So let's go to the next portion. Now, the Parrot comes with the 30-pin connector, the USB, and the 3.5 millimeter. So you're going to want to install this in a good spot. So on the Honda Odyssey, there's this nice little storage compartment there, and I figured that would be a good place to store an iPod, iPhone, MP3 player, whatever it may be. So what you do here is there's these 2 screws here, 1 screw, 2 screws. You take that out, okay, and you undo those, and this just slides right out. There's 2 clips on either side. It pops out. Now what I did is, here is the wire for that 30-pin connector and everything. You take a drill bit, okay, you put a hole in the back enough to get this through it, okay, and there's a rubber grommet on the Parrot also. You put that through, you put the rubber grommet in, so now I've got the wire coming through the storage container. Okay, I put the storage container back in, and we run this wire up here. Okay guys, so now that we've got everything out, okay, we're going to install the relay switch box for the Parrot. Okay, now this wiring harness comes with your Parrot. Let's see here. This wiring harness here, okay, all these wires. What I did is I zip tied them together so it's a little bit neater, it's easier to get back in there. Okay, but, okay, that wiring harness is going to plug in there on the Parrot. This is your microphone, the microphone cord that we ran down the A-frame and through the glove box. Okay, that gets plugged in there. Here is your music. Okay, so that is going to be your 30-pin, your USB, and your 3.5 millimeter jack. Okay, and then here is going to be your screen. Okay, and we will get to that once we do the rest of the install. But now what we're doing is we're going to have to get the Bluetooth wiring harness, okay? And we're going to get the Bluetooth wiring harness. We're going to connect all these up, connect that to the radio, put it in there real nice, and get everything set. So guys, what we're going to do is we're going to cut this video a little bit so I can clean up, and we're going to get that wiring harness, and we're going to continue the install and get this all installed back for us. So I know that was a little quick run through on what I've done so far. But we will get the wiring harness and get that going for you. So again, here, let me move that for you. Here is where the screen is going to mount, right here. And what I have done is I've decided I'm going to mount this right here, and there is a great place right on the face of the radio. I think you saw there's a little magnet thing there, and I'm going to put it there. Now what I've done, guys, this is going to end up running, you know, down through here and up right about there. Now, in order not to pinch the wire, okay, I have had to do a little bit of a modification on the dashboard assembly, which I will show you right here. Now, this is where the dashboard, the wire is going to go, but it kept pinching it. So I just took a really sharp razor blade and I kind of nicked out a spot there. Now you may say, boy Tom, that looks terrible, and it's going to look terrible once you get it in there, but let me show you what it looks like when it's actually in. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get this. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys can see this really well or not, but let's let it focus. Okay, now the radio is going to be here, so as you can see, there's that little notch. And when it's all said and done, you're not going to be able to see that notch. Let's let it focus up a little bit. You're not going to be able to see that little notch, but that way it will not pinch the radio or the wire. So just a little notch there. Okay guys, so here we have the wiring harness. This is the BT1721A that I ordered from Crutchfield. It is $29. And here's how this is going to work. This part here, okay, is going to go into the radio. Okay, the blue one from the radio is going to go into here. Now, there's only one way for all these things to go in, all these wiring harness and these plugs from the Parrot wiring harness. But they go in like into a single plug. So as you can see here, it looks like a single plug, but really two plugs go into this. So that was a little confusing at the beginning, but just take your time, guys. There is only one way for all these wiring harnesses to go in. So we've got 1, 2, 3 plugs. There's 4, 5, and 6 plugs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera off because it's really hard to do this and carry the plug these in and hold the camera at the same time. And then once I plug them in, I will show you exactly how they go in. Okay guys, so we've got the plethora of wires hooked up to the wiring harness, and luckily this is an Honda Odyssey, so we've got a little bit more room than I had in my wife's Honda Accord. So, but we have the radio plug coming from the car into the white, okay? And then here is the plug that will go into the radio. And then we have these 4. Now guys, these 4 can only go in one way. Okay, you just line them up, plug them in. So there's a gray and a black, and a gray and a black, and you just plug those in there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to shove all this stuff back in there, kind of neaten it up a little bit, and then we will get everything going back together, and we'll actually test it before we start putting everything together. So let me kind of tidy this up a little bit, get it back in the dashboard, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, so I've done a little bit of work kind of arranging all the wires and the harnesses in there. As you can see, I have all the wires hooked up. You'll see there's one plug there that's not used, okay, and the Parrot tells you that's not used. I don't know what it's there for, but we've got the harness into the Parrot, then we've got the microphone plugged in, then we've got the music, and then the last one here is the screen. Okay. We've got the wiring harness, everything in there, and we have this that needs to go back to the radio, and this that needs to go back to the radio. So I think it's got it's all in there to where everything's going to fit back in. What I did here, guys, there's so much room back there actually. I kind of zip tied that Parrot box to a pillar there. Just a plastic pillar on the inside of the dashboard. That way it doesn't rattle around. You know, if it starts sliding around, it doesn't rattle around, and I don't have to take out the dashboard to eliminate the rattle, because I hate little noises in the car. So let's get this radio going, and we'll plug this back in, and I'll show you how the plugs go back into the radio, and then we'll get it back in there. Okay guys, as you can see, we have these two plugs back plugged into the radio. Now this one is coming from the wiring harness, okay, because the radio is plugged into the wiring harness. And this, I believe, is the CD player. I'm not exactly sure, but that came out, so that's where it goes in. So what we're going to do is we're going to test this out first before we put everything back together. Make sure it works, because I did have one bad wiring harness that came, hence I'm doing this today and not over the weekend. So let's reattach the battery, and we'll come back in the car, and we'll see if all this works. Alright guys, so we tested everything out. Everything seems to work okay. We tried the phone, we tried the line in, we tried everything in there. So we're going to get this back in. And basically guys, what we're just going to do is we're going to slide this back in, and we're going to put those 3 screws in there. So I'm going to slide it in there, and then I will show you where those 3 screws are situated. Okay guys, so we've got 3 screws left, and that's really about it. Then we connect everything up, and we're ready to roll. So we have 1 screw there, 1 screw there, and you guys can see way back there there's 1 screw. So you're going to need a long magnetized screwdriver on that one. So let's get these screws in, and then we'll come back. Okay guys, so we've got our 3 screws in, and I don't know, I'm not going to turn the light on, but trust me, it's in there. Now what we're going to do is we've got a couple more things just kind of tidying up before we put the rest of this dash together. Okay guys, so I've got the screen there. Basically I just peeled off the little sticky part on the back of that, put it on here. It is now on this magnet, which I was using for an XM radio, so I figured it was just, you know, good enough to use there, and it's in a really good spot for me to see the screen, and I can kind of take it off as I wish, and kind of go from there. Now I'm not sure where I'm going to be installing this yet. My wife has it on her steering wheel, but when I drive her car I spin the wheel a lot, and it just doesn't really work there for me. So I don't know, maybe I will put it here. I haven't really decided yet, so that'll be secondary. But let's kind of get the dashboard in, and really it's only going to be a couple clips guys. So as you can see, there is 1 clip, 2 clips, 3 clips, 4 clips, 5 clips, and 6 clips. Again, make sure your shifter is down, otherwise it won't go in and out right. Make sure your parking brake is on, otherwise your cars may roll away. So, and like I said, I cut the little part of the dash out a little bit to notch it for that wire. Okay, so I'm going to put that dash on. Oh, and when you put the dash on, don't forget there's 4 clips here. There's the hazard, the passenger airbag indicator, the climate control, and down there, I have to get that one, is the dome light control. I'm just going to put do the connectors, and then I'll show you guys how to put the dash back on. Okay guys, I'm attempting to show you this. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this too well, but as you can see, I've got the connector back on there, and I've got the connectors back on there. It's tight. So we've got the connectors back on, and basically guys, all you do, you line up your dash. Let me see if I can do this with one hand. You line up your dash, and you push the clips in there. We're going to make sure that this wire, see, there is that wire where I notched it out just a little bit so it doesn't pinch the wire. And then you just push the clips in. And there you go. So now we are just about back, okay? And I'm going to make sure that everything works, everything's connected. And then what we have to do is we have to permanently affix that. That's just a sticker, you know, tape. And we have to put on the lenses for the map lights. Okay, just left those off until we test everything, so I don't have to take them off again if there's an issue. And then we put the glove box back together, and then we are good to go. So let me test everything out real quick guys, and then we'll be back to finish this up. Okay guys, so it looks like we've got everything ready to roll. We've got our all our connectors coming out. That goes in there, so we're going to close that up. We've got the screen mounted. Now we just have to kind of reassemble some stuff. So we're going to take this map light lens. Let's see if I can do this while I got the camera going. Probably not. There we go. Map light lens, and here's our second map light lens, and these are just little clips, guys, so don't push them too hard. Okay, there we go. So we've got the map light lens. We're gonna go over here and redo the glove box. So okay guys, so you didn't see me take this glove box out, and really it's only 3 clips, and again there is the cabin filter, so if you ever need to change your cabin filter, that's where it is. So what we're going to do is we lift this up, and we're going to do this like this, and we just kind of ease that over. Now that's the hydraulics, okay, and there are these 2 clips here. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this first clip, and I'm going to do this off camera, guys, and then I'll show you how it's done. Okay, so I got the first one in on this side here, so I can just have the door open. Now these are stops, so it makes it so the door doesn't open so roughly. Now what you do is you stick that in there, and you just wiggle it in there, and pop it in. And let's see if I can do this. Get a better angle here, guys. These tight spots are tough to film. There we go. So there it is. So it stops. Okay. So those make it stop, and then this is the hydraulic. So this makes it open nice and easy. So I'm not going to be able to get this back in with one hand. So I'm going to do this, and then I'll show you guys how it is installed. Okay. So we've got that installed there. You just got to line up the little tabs. Now we're going to put all our crap back in here. Okay, let's see, there's a lot of garbage here that we've been using. So now we have it back installed. Everything is back together, guys. Okay, last thing we have to do is take the adhesive off the microphone, and I don't need to show you guys that. And we're going to find out where we're going to mount the remote control. Okay, guys, so like I said, last thing to do is to permanently affix that. You know, I just had that up with some painter's tape, just in case I had to move it. I didn't want to ruin the stickiness. Okay, and this. Okay, and I think what we're going to do, I think we're going to end up putting it on the steering wheel. Well, and we'll see if I can't get used to it. I just think this spot is not a good spot. You know, that spot may be a good spot. I don't know. That seems like a decent spot, I guess. But, you know, we can give it a couple different tries, because there is a clip for both this and for the steering wheel mount. So we'll give it a shot either way. Alright guys, so that is about it. That is the install. This was a long video, guys, I know, and I'm sorry, but I wanted to give you guys a good idea of how to install this thing, and it would probably have been longer if I started from the beginning. But anyway, we've got our microphone wire run through the headliner, down the A-frame, through the glove box to the back of the radio. We've got our Parrot installed. Everything's going to work through the speakers. Everything is voice activated. We can play our iPod, iPhone, USB, whatever it is. And I'll just give you a full review when we get to the review. So that was the install of the Parrot MKi9200 in a 2006 Honda Odyssey. Make sure when you're done, guys, you reattach the battery terminal. That way you can start your car. And thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. I know that these installs can be a pain. I learned a lot watching YouTube videos, so I hope that you guys can learn something from my install video. If you have any questions, let me know. It's Moshe at BuyMeAniPhone.com. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's twitter.com/BuyMeAniPhone. If you want to follow me personally, it's twitter.com/NerfSqueezer. So guys, that's it for me. I'm going to update the software, and we'll show you guys how to do that too in another video. And I'm going to enjoy my Parrot MKi9200. 9200. So until the next video, guys, thanks for watching, and have a great day as always.